Greetings, I'm Jonathan Spirit, I'm too formal, and welcome to Age of Engineering Supershorts. I've just entered age 6, as you can see from this alloy smelter right here, which means I now have access to conduits. I've been using solar flux cables for a while, and they're rather expensive. Ender energy conduits, however, marginally less so, which means it's time to replace everything. Now this is much cleaner. Next up, power storage options. Right now I only have capacitors from Immersive Engineering, but I would much prefer capacitors from Ender.io. I would love to have a vibrant capacitor bank, but they're rather expensive, especially considering the basic capacitors require empowered Restonia crystals. So let's start with the easy part, the vibrant crystal. I'll need an emerald, some energetic alloy, and some vibrant alloy. And that part is done. Next up, the capacitors. I'm going to need 4 octadec capacitors, which is 8 double layer capacitors, which is 16 basic capacitors, which is 64 empowered Restonia crystals. And in this pack, empowered Restonia is significantly more expensive, 4 million RF per Restonia crystal block. And I'm going to need redstone, a lot of it. That's that problem solved. Just need some flowers for the Restonia crystals, and the Restonia blocks. Into the hoppers you go. And now we just wait. Except, not really. We can still get the enriched gold and copper electron tubes for our 16 basic capacitors. First, 32 copper electron tubes. That's going to require, in this pack, thickened glass, redstone ingots, and clear glass from Environmental Tech, Calculator, and extra utilities. 16 redstone ingots requires 8 redstone. 16 thickened glass requires 16 sand, so it's off to my immersive engineering room to put some cobble in my crusher. 16 sandy glass will make 16 thickened glass, and there's those 16 redstone ingots I promised you. Meanwhile, I need 4 environmental clear glass, each of which makes 1,000 millibuckets of liquid glass. And this time I'll use my macerator for sand because it's much faster that way. And I'll hook up my thermionic fabricator to power because it constantly uses power, and my power system is a bit shoddy right now. With clear glass for liquid glass, I can perform the recipe. And now we have the copper electron tubes. Enriched gold is significantly easier. Just gold and redstone to make enriched gold in the calculator, and you can smelt that up into the 32 you need for the basic capacitors. So now we have 32 copper electron tubes, 32 enriched gold ingots, and the 8 empowered Restonia blocks we need. We have a few extra Restonia crystals, but in this pack you need so many of them that it's a good thing. Just in time, my energetic alloy is finished up, and that's the double layer capacitors I need. I've put one in my alloy smelter just for a little bit to speed up the process. And that's that, 4 octadec capacitors. All we need left is the electrical steel, but this is more complicated too. Silicon, at least the silicon we can get right now, requires silicon dioxide in a centrifuge, which requires clay dust in the thermal centrifuge. I don't exactly have any clay right now, but you can get it from dirt in the molecular transformer. Looks like all my iridium ore is done, so I can put in the dirt. For the meager cost of 50,000 EU each, 2 clay. 2 clay and a macerator makes the clay dust I need. 4 clay dust in a thermal centrifuge makes the silicon dioxide I need. And in my mining world, I'll go to the centrifuge in my B area for the actual silicon. And with 4 silicon, iron, and coal dust, I get 4 electrical steel. Vibrant capacitor bank complete. Now I can replace this old MV capacitor with a vibrant capacitor. Just switching back on my, as I said, shoddy power system and draining my MV capacitor into my vibrant capacitor, and I'll be all done. And that's it for the first episode. I've never done this before, but I thought I'd give it my best shot, so if you have any feedback, I'd love to hear it. Details that didn't make the cut are in the description. I hope you enjoyed!